Welcome back to the Mental Playbook with Christine Dalgety, Season 2. This season, we are expanding the conversation, hearing from mental health experts, professionals from different industries, and people in the sports world about how they take care of their minds, handle challenges, and build the mindset to thrive both on the job and in life. So, grab a coffee, get comfy, tune in, get inspired, and let's dive into some fascinating conversations. Remember, your mind is super powerful, and with the right tools and knowledge, you can master your mental playbook. And while you're doing that, take care of you. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mental Playbook with Christine Dalgety. It's the end of the month, so we're doing another Q&A. And as always, I have no idea what Lily's going to ask me, and last time it was pretty intense. So let's go. I have to... rocking the Sens shirt because our boys, I guess, are that push to the playoffs, and they play Toronto tonight. We're recording on the weekend. They play Toronto tonight, so Toronto's pretty low in the standings. Sorry for all you Leaf fans out there, but that means nothing at this time of year.
Yeah,
and we need all the wins.
That's true.
We, as in, because I'm part of them because
Yes.
I work really hard when they play.
I'm sure
I
you
do. I make saves. I almost broke my toe at the last game making a save for Allmark, but anyway,
God.
I kicked the wall in front of me. But
Fun times.
fun girl to have around.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this thing.
All right. I don't know if it'll be harder than last time. Probably not. I think it's a little bit more like random questions. So it might
All
be.
right.
Well,
I
who
also
knows?
got a little deep last time and
It was great.
talked about a few things I don't usually say about myself. But anyway,
It was great.
yeah, you like that. You like when I do that.
All right. So our warm-up questions.
All right.
First one. What's one thing you're constantly looking for? Like that you lose, or every day you're looking for it.
Oh, like that I lose? Not like peace or something.
No, exactly.
Oh, what is one thing I'm constantly
Like an
looking
object.
for? My sunglasses.
Oh, really?
Because I usually put them on my head, and then I might go to use the washroom, and then I notice them in the mirror, so I put them on the counter, or I still have them on when I'm going to bed. And then, and the other thing I do from time to time, I lose my phone, but it's not that I lose my phone, I'm talking on it.
Yeah. Were we talking about this?
We talked about this last week, yeah. Not in the podcast, but we were talking, I'll literally be talking to my sister, and I'll say, I want to text you something, but I can't find my phone. And sometimes she's like, I don't know, where'd you put it? And then I'll go, oh, I'm talking to you. Or sometimes she'll say, Chris, you're talking to me on your phone. So I just admitted that. There's that.
Yeah.
So for all those clients of mine that I'm in charge of their mental health.
Yep. That's great. Love. I didn't expect sunglasses, but that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because normally, like my car keys, I have a push button start and a digital lock for my front door, and a garage door opener. So my car keys stay in my purse all the time. So that's not anything I would lose or anything, but and most things I'm pretty organized with, but because I have to be because of my ADHD.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
That's fair. What place in your house, or like room in your house, you would spend money on without hesitation on how expensive it is?
Kitchen.
She's like, I've thought of this question.
No, I just know that's me.
Okay.
I love, like, if I ever build another house, or my plan is to buy an older house. I had an old house, and I wanted a new house because I didn't want to have to fix things, and now I want to buy an old house and renovate it. But I visualize the kitchen and very like all these organizers and having, the drawer that pulls out with your spices and the pantry with like and like quartz countertops. And so even my kitchen here, I would love to get quartz countertops and everything, but I'm not going to because I want to eventually move. But
Okay. All right.
yeah, the kitchen and the yard.
Okay.
Like I have
Oh,
a very nice backyard. It's just that I live in a fishbowl neighborhood. So if I could find a house with a big yard, and I would have like, I have a hot tub now, but I would have another big deck and outdoor kitchen and like a TV. Because like sitting out, and although hockey's in the winter, but well, still, if I had like a covered thing, sitting out watching games and stuff, even like baseball and having a fire and yep, there you go.
Fun.
Yep.
All right, a little bit deeper now. What
Dear.
what inspired you to become a therapist?
Okay. I mean, the moment that when I was a kid, when I was 12, I wanted to be a psychologist because they didn't have psychotherapists then. It was like, I mean, we didn't really know anything other than psychologists. And when I was 12, I had to do a project, a career project. And my friend, her mom worked at CHEO, Children's Hospital, Eastern Ontario, and she took us there. I wanted to be a nurse at the time first. And then we went into the psychiatric ward of it. And back then, that's what it's called. It's not called that now. But, and we got to like watch some of what the psychologists were doing and stuff. And I came home and told my mom and dad that I want to be a psychologist. And then just as a teen and stuff, I was the person everyone always came to talk about things. I've always had a fairly level head. Like I say fairly as a teen because what teen has a really true level head? But yeah, so I always, from the time I was 12, I just wanted to help people. So, yeah.
Was there any time that either somebody told you like you shouldn't do that, or like you should try something else, or?
Not really. My mom always wanted me to be a nurse because both my aunts were, and my grandmother wanted to be, but back then they didn't have the, the opportunities. But the only time, my dad didn't tell me not to be a psychotherapist, but because I worked in education for 20 some years, and when I told him I was going to go back to school to get my master's, and I was going to open up my own practice and leave the school board, he told me it would be a very bad idea because I'd be leaving a pension and benefits. That generation, it's all about that, right? Doesn't matter if you're miserable, you have that pension and benefits. And I get it because, but I told him that, I always went to my dad for everything. Not go for him for everything. I always ran everything by him. Always made my own decisions, but he was very smart. So I said, I respect that, but this is what I really need to do. And he said, well, I will support you. And, I don't think it's a good idea. And then I think it was the year before he died when I was telling him how busy I was and how I was building the practice and I was hiring more therapists. Chris, that was the best thing you've ever done. Like, you almost made me cry when I said I wanted to do it. Now it's the best thing I ever did. Yeah. And then he's like, you need to take a break, though. You need to slow down. He actually told me, this just popped in my head. He said to me when he was telling me that he didn't think it was a good idea, he said, honey, people don't want to tell their problems to other people like you. And I was like me? He goes, no, they just don't want to tell their problems. And then when I had all these clients and I was building, that's when he was like,
But was it not as popular back then, or?
This was that generation.
Okay.
My dad, because I went back to school, my practice has been 9 years.
Yeah.
So, and I went back to school 3 years before that.
Yeah,
so yeah, it was just 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But that generation, my dad would have been 73, 74. And so 12 years ago, that generation was that generation's still a lot. Not totally. I have clients I had clients that were 95 and 97. Right? But moving into homes for the aged and stuff and living in their home on a farm for 65 years and all of a sudden...
Yeah, that's hard.
And being forced to do things and they're like, I never joined groups before. Why do I have to now? And that kind of stuff. And I have clients in their 80s and their 70s now. But generally that generation is like, you don't tell your problems to people,
Yeah.
right? It's private. Suck it up, buttercup.
Yep.
That's because they're the ones that raised us Gen Xers. So there's a reason we are the way we are.
Yep. All right. After the Alzheimer podcast with Robin Hall, what is something you retained from it?
A lot. I think one thing that really stood out to me was when she said, and I think it might be the same thing for you, because we kind of talked about it, but then I couldn't remember what it was. But then I was thinking about it. And I think that for me, it was when she said, we were talking about, educating people. And she goes, yeah, because I can't remember what the context was, but then it was like, parents might not tell their kids about traumas they had and things that they had when they were younger. And all of a sudden they're talking about it. And you're like, what are you even talking about? But because they regress in age, right? And I was like, I never thought of that. Especially my parents' generation that don't talk about those things, right? Like, I think my kid knows a lot of stuff that I went through. He doesn't know everything I went through as a kid.
Yeah.
He knows some of it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know everything. So if I started he would have and he would think that I was making this stuff up.
Yeah. Yeah, because they don't know you're about. Yeah, that one did hit me too when she said it. I was just like, wow, that's so true.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that they could talk about that you're just like, wait, that happened to you? Like, what?
Yeah, and they could be thinking that they were just making it up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
there's that too.
yeah, they're in there and not know how to approach them with it. And then I was thinking about too, from a therapist perspective, the trauma that could cause the adult child in thinking, like, not knowing that and then finding out because their mother or father's like just talking about it, like if it was sexual abuse or anything like that, like
Yeah, that one's something. Yeah.
the stats and stuff too that I read on the website with that, I was like, what? That really blew me away too.
Yeah.
But that was the one thing I really learned that I didn't think about before. And the part where she said, nobody, like when she used the no two snowflakes are the same, and no two people with dementia and Alzheimer's are the same. It just made me think about how important it is to have people like her for families to, like, as a resource, because so you do you do a Google search, but that's not what's happening to my mom, so it mustn't be that, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I thought it was a good podcast. I learned a lot, actually.
I agree. Our first half, which are our listeners and some anonymous client questions.
Alrighty.
So a little bit more.
This one I have to use my thinking cap.
Hey. When clients have a different point of view from you, how do you navigate this?
Ooh, that's a good question, because that happens all the time in our political climate.
Yes.
I remain very neutral. I don't usually share my political views because it's not my place to. And it's their session and stuff, but it can be difficult, especially if really far one way or the other. And I'm just like, I'm not going to lie, there are some times where I'm like, fix your face, Christine, fix your face. Because I'm like trying to because I don't want to show anything. I mean, in my personal life, people can read what I'm thinking often, but in my professional life, I don't flinch often. But it's hard. I just remain neutral, and I just, and I validate. And sometimes I think after, I wonder if they think that I think that way too, because I don't disagree. I don't necessarily disagree or agree with what they say, but I'll be like, yeah, that's hard to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, sometimes I will say, when it's the political stuff, I'll kind of say, I think that people on both sides think the other side is too much, like I'll kind of neutralize it a little bit, but the political stuff's really hard to like just, but other things, like if it's like raising children or moral stuff then that doesn't, it's hard still.
Yeah.
Because you have to keep your own views
Yeah.
in check. You can't put that on the client, but yeah, I just try to stay really neutral.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's quite interesting to being in that situation of, because and it's again, I know it's probably really hard, but it's nice for somebody to be able to talk about their political views and know that like somebody can't like talk back about it, because sometimes depending on your political views it can be pretty intense.
It's very intense. Yeah.
But it's interesting. So I think people just, you get along with someone and you think that person thinks exactly like you.
Yeah, and so I know.
Yeah.
I know that some of my clients think that my political views are exactly the same as theirs.
Yeah.
Because they say things,
Yeah.
like you and I would say it,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, so yeah, that's how you see it, and but yeah, sometimes I have like, if it's something that's really out there, or I have to fight the urge to educate. If it's like like out of ignorance, make it, but I don't, because it's not my place to.
That's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to say what it is, because clients would know who I'm talking about, but yeah, it just happened the other night, and I was like, I was like, whoa, no, this is what, and then I had to like backpedal a little bit.
Yeah. My God, yeah, I didn't think of that way. That would be hard.
Yeah, especially when it's something that could
Change.
be harmful.
Yeah.
Not harmful to some person, but like harmful way of thinking.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if it was harmful to some person, then I have
That's
my whole
different.
other codes of ethics and stuff. But
Yeah.
That's a good question, because that's probably one of the hardest things, and that's what we're trained for too, is like, you don't put your personal views, your judgments, your political views, moral compass, you check your moral compass at the door.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's things that we hear that might be, sexual things or anything like that are like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I just sit there and I'm like, okay. And I've had clients say, like, you didn't even flinch. And I always say, I've heard everything, which I have. Everything. I think twice in my whole career, I was like, whoa, didn't see that one coming. I said that once, and the client burst out laughing, but I was like, we're going there. Okay. And the client, that one time when I said that, whoa, didn't see that coming. Okay, we're going there. That client just burst out laughing and was like, yeah, we are. I'm like, all right, let's go. But normally I'm like, okay.
Yeah. When looking for a therapist, what is a red flag I should watch out for?
Oh. I think that if you're just searching for a therapist, it's a little bit difficult, like, to see red flags per se.
Okay. I guess what it'd
I'm
be.
just trying to think. If your first meeting with a therapist and that kind of thing, if they're talking more about themselves, because I talk about myself sometimes in a session, but I usually use it in context with the session.
Yeah.
Like in saying, yeah, I experienced that too, and or I might share something like in my parenting, or like as a parent, and my clients know stuff that's in my life, but I don't tell my clients my problems, and I've had some clients say that the sessions were all about the therapist and not them. That might be a red flag for sure. I think we have to look at costs too, because if you look at, in your area, most therapists are around the same amount. If all of a sudden you have one that's like $75 more than others, you want to look at the difference in there
Yeah.
too. That's a tough one. I'm trying to think. I think another that can be a red flag, if you feel uncomfortable, right? Because I read things like in the College of Psychotherapist, Registered Psychotherapists of Ontario, there's a disciplinary section, and I go in there and read them sometimes, and some of the things that I read, I'm like, what? Because I would like that wouldn't even enter my mind as a therapist. And so if you are put in a position where you are feeling uncomfortable and you don't feel like you can share with your therapist after 2 or 3 sessions. Most people don't feel like they can share with their therapist the first, sometimes the second session because it's weird, but maybe weird for them. But if it's like they're making me do things that I don't want to do, that's a big red flag. If a therapist, if you bring something up and a therapist just says, yeah, I can do that, like trauma, right? If they said, yeah, I've read about EMDR, I can do it. Something like that, that's a red flag. If they're not, I mean, it's also against our code of ethics, our standard of practice for the CRPO, because you are not allowed to practice anything that, like, you have to have competency in it. And EMDR is a specific. So if somebody can say, if a therapist tells you, I can do this, but they don't have any training in it, huge red flag.
Yeah. It's a good one.
And it's hard as a therapist sometimes, right? Because clients present all of a sudden in session with something, and they're your client and you want to help them. But I'm usually, I'll either say, I don't have experience in that. I will research it a little bit and see if I can, because of my years of experience, and if it's something that falls under CBT, or I'll take the training in that, or I will refer you to some therapists that know how to do it. But if it,
no, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we think that people that are non-therapists might think that, like, a therapist will know everything, how to deal with everything.
100%.
And then you get into session and they're like, oh, I can't help you with that, but I will find you somebody. And then you're just like, wait, am I?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I always say what I can't do, like eating disorders. I'm not trained with eating disorders.
Okay, interesting.
I can look at the underlying reasons, because, like, it might be control issues, it might be, abuse or anything like that, that I can do that, but I'm not trained in helping somebody, like, work through eating disorders. So that's exactly what I say to people.
Okay.
Or addiction.
Yeah.
I can help you with the underlying factors. I can do a little bit of the urge surfing and the, substitute and avoid, those kinds of things. I'm not an addiction therapist, so I will tell them that.
Okay. What are your thoughts on parent guilt, and how do I address it if I have it?
So you as a parent feeling guilty, or parents parenting with guilt? Like
you as a parent,
okay. Because some parents use guilt to get what they want.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no.
No, you as a parent dealing with guilt.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I always joke that I think that when moms give birth, they inject us with guilt. Because I don't know one mother on this earth that doesn't feel guilty for everything.
Yeah.
But, I always say that guilt is the G word, and guilt implies an intent to harm. The definition of guilt implies an intent to harm. And if you are intending to harm your child, then you better feel guilty about that. But ask yourself, why is the emotion guilt that you're feeling? Right? Like, what is the situation? I have to work, and I'm not spending as much time with my child. Maybe that's it. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay. Why do you have to work? To feed your child? To clothe your child? Right? So you're feeling guilty because you want to provide a good life for your child? It kind of helps you reframe it, right? We've talked before about social media and how it actually instills guilt in parents. Because you're not doing this and you should be doing that, and it should be organic and you should feed them this way. use a wipe warmer and a diaper genie and I'm like, we threw them in a plastic bag and
Garbage.
we didn't even have normal car seats when I didn't have car seats. I stood up in the back. So we didn't have seatbelts in our cars when I was a child. But my son, like, they didn't have normal car, like, nope. I think he was sitting up. We also didn't have airbags when he was little, but he was sitting in the front seat with me when he was like 4 years old. I didn't know any different because, well, there was no different. Yeah, I think the best advice I could give to a parent that feels guilt is you do what's best for your child, and there's no manual to be a parent, and you are going to screw up, and you're going to make mistakes, but if your child is loved and fed and clothed and has a roof over their head and a bed to sleep in, they're going to be okay. Loved as well, right? Like, and disciplined and also understanding that it's absolutely normal to feel that guilt. As a parent, it's normal. I don't know one mother especially, and I'm not trashing the dads out there, because I'm not saying dads don't love their kids and feel it too. Mothers just tend to, in my experience, mothers tend to feel more guilt than dads do. And I think that's partly the pressure that society puts on us to put our kids first. If you work, it's not good for your kid. If you stay home, then your kid's not getting social. And if there's never any...
There's no right answer.
No. So do what you think is best. And your child best, so raise them the way you want to raise them. Someone else gives you advice or tells you you're doing things wrong. Okay, they're not the one raising your child.
Okay, this one's interesting.
It's what?
It's interesting.
Okay.
Is the feeling of being offended a me issue or a them issue?
Okay. Get comfy for this one. All right. So, this is going to be controversial.
Yes.
Maybe, this answer. At first, it's a you issue. Because nobody can make you feel anything. It's your perception. So if somebody said something that you found offensive, that's because you perceive that as offensive. Make sense? It could be offensive, and then it's a them problem too, and they have to self-reflect on what they're projecting out there as well. But initially, if we have an emotion towards something or a feeling towards something, that is because of our core belief, our experiences, like that lens that we are looking at it through. Somebody else might hear that person say something and not be offended, right? Because they have a different life experience or different views on it. So, I mean, there's different types of jokes that some people find offensive and some people find hilarious, right? They could very well be offensive. But if, it's on you, but if that person is getting that reaction, they also have to own it, take responsibility for what they're projecting out there and see, okay, what is that okay to say? Especially if multiple people find it offensive.
Yeah. What are 3 things that I can do to keep my marriage strong?
Wow, you're asking someone who's divorced and single. I'm just kidding. Well, that's true.
I saw the look on your face. I was just like, I know what's coming next.
No, I'm kidding. I am kidding because I am a therapist, so I do help people with this. So, sorry, I kind of went blank there. 3 things to make your marriage strong or
keep your marriage strong. Yeah.
Advice that I give clients: communicate. if your partner is driving you crazy, tell them they're driving you crazy, right? If you don't like something that they're doing, tell them that you don't like it. But in a way that's like, I hate when you do that. Not like that, right?
Yeah.
When it's like, like have conversations about how you're perceiving it, how you feel about it, because that might not be what they're intending, right? But if you don't say anything and just keep it in, everything they do starts to drive you crazy.
Yeah.
So, and then that builds resentment. So communicate your feelings, your thoughts. That's not saying you have to share every single thing with your partner, every thought with your partner.
Yeah.
But if it has to do with them, yeah. Have date nights. If you're parents, have date nights, because the marriage goes out the window, or the romantic relationship goes out the window, and it's all about parenting. The kids become the center of everything. And then you just kind of walk past each other in the hall. And so often I hear, we're just roommates now. Right? So you have to keep your relationship going and have a date night. If that means, like, if you are somebody who doesn't have family around that can take the kids, when the kids go to bed, watch a movie together, spend some quality talk, right? Spend some quality time together. And I think the third one, this might sound kind of weird, but remember what I do and what I hear, right, is respect your partner. And I say weird because people would often say to me, well, yeah. That respect, like, so many people choose, as, like, once they're married for a while and they have kids and everything, and they just want to, like, I just want to go out with the girls, or I just want to go out with the guys, I just want to go golfing, or I just want to go, that's fine, absolutely. You have to have your own life too, like your own interests too. But there's so often, the stuff that I hear is so disrespectful, that they're either saying about their spouse, or that they're saying to each other, or somebody says something about the wife or the husband, and I say this, it could be same-sex relationships and everything. I'm not, because I see it all, and they don't stand up for their partner. I've heard things where, a partner sees the other partner's phone and it's a conversation with their friends, and they're trashing them on it or making fun of them on it. This is the person you chose to spend the rest of your life with, and you had children with, maybe not, but you need to respect your partner too. I know it can be hard. It shouldn't be hard to respect them. I mean, I know that it can be hard with their stressors and raising kids and going from one thing to the other to, especially when kids are in different activities. And so, yeah, life can be stressful, but that's the person you chose. Respect them.
Can a relationship really recover after cheating? You don't have to answer that.
I can answer that.
Okay.
I can answer that. Mine didn't. But it's a tough one, right? Because I do know relationships that have survived after cheating. And it took a really long time, and there was zero trust. And often what I've said to people in my personal life and as a therapist is, you chose to stay with them. You chose to stay with them. You chose to work on the marriage for whatever reasons that you had, and that's valid and fair. Are you going to punish them for the rest of your relationship? Because that happens, right? People choose to work on the relationship, and then everything, it's thrown in that person's face all the time. And do they deserve the anger and the hurt and everything? 100%. But if you choose to be in that relationship, then you need to, and I always say, I'm not saying this because I am a therapist, but I am saying this because I am a therapist too. You need therapy. You need a neutral party to talk things through and talk about the hurt without the anger. And so there is that. I do see that. But majority of relationships, the trust is gone. Having been someone I've been cheated on, my husband, but other relationships too. I think that cheating in a relationship is probably, from my personal experience, the ultimate betrayal.
Okay.
Obviously, there's other betrayals that can happen, but just what that does to the other person. They go over, what they didn't have, what they didn't do, what they did too much of, their self-esteem, their self-worth. It just plays over and over in their head. Like they visualize their partner with someone else. It's horrible. And I mean, I hear it from clients too all the time. It's horrible. So it is very difficult. As much as I say to people, you chose to stay with them, you can't punish them forever. I also have that understanding of, I want to punish them forever, right? Yeah. This hurt, but you chose to stay with them. And if you want to build your relationship, then you can't blame them, punish them all the time. But that's hard. That's hard to come back from. Every time that partner goes out the door, you're wondering. Because with my ex-husband, I did take him back a couple of times after cheating. And every time he walked out the door and everything. And then the last time I was like, you never coming back. Never, ever coming back, right? But I guess it depends on the couple, but it's very difficult to come back from that. I mean, I have clients that say, every time they pick up their phone, they think, oh, who are you texting, right? Every time that their partner has to let them see their phone all the time. Like whenever they want, they can just ask to see the phone. That's hard to have a relationship like that with no trust. But I also see the other part of it, and it's me too. When that person goes into other relationships, they don't trust that person they're in a new relationship with. And it's not their fault, right? But it's that, if they mention another person at work or something, it's just like, oh, you're probably going to cheat on me with them, right? It's just that it ruins further relationships. It takes a lot of therapy and stuff like that too. Does that answer it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question that
just came up when I was talking.
But do people that cheat come see you?
Yes.
And try and figure out a way to fix it? Or
Yes. I have had people who were cheating. I've had people who were cheating that wanted to fix it. I've had people who were cheating that wanted to get out of their relationship. It's funny because I don't judge those people as a therapist. And I say it's funny because I was on the other side of it, right? But I don't judge them. I mean, because I don't judge any of my clients. But yeah, I have both. And I never tell anyone what to do. We just talk through it and I throw in questions. Yeah. And then they often say, yeah, I need to tell them. Or, can you help me tell them? Oh, wow. I've had that once. Yeah. I was like,
oh, wow.
Yeah. We didn't end up doing that.
Yeah.
But I would absolutely help them if they needed that help. But I've had situations, I have to be careful when I say this, but because we're a small community, I've had situations where I'll be talking to somebody, like a client, and they're talking about having an affair, let's say, or that they were cheated on, one or the other. And then it'll be a little ways down the road, like maybe 6 months, maybe a year. I have a new client and I'm talking to them and I'm like, this sounds familiar. And all of a sudden I'm like, you're the person they were cheating with, right? Or you're the partner that they cheated on or something. And I'm like, oy, toy, toy. But because I'm not seeing that person anymore, I can see this person, but it makes it really difficult because of confidentiality. I can't say, you know, we're supposed to deem conflict of interest in some situations.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult to do that when we can't say we're seeing the other person.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because then they'd be like, well, why'd she stop seeing me?
Yeah. Why is it a conflict?
Yeah.
But if it's been a year and a half or something in between, but number of times I'll see somebody and then I'm like, that sounds really familiar. And then all of a sudden, like as they're talking, I'm like, oh no. I know why I know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And we've had situations where like I'm seeing somebody and things come up like that, and then I see somebody else for something completely different, no relation, but small community. There was an incident. And so then I'm like going up to Kyla saying, we cannot book this person at the same time as this person. They cannot cross paths.
God.
Or one of the other therapists will be seeing somebody and then I see it and I'll be like, oh, they just like, because I don't always know everyone who's calling Kyla to book in, but then I'll see them on the schedule and I'm like, oh, Kyla, you can't book this person at the same time as this person or this person. Like that's why we don't have online booking.
Oh, that makes sense. Smart.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That escalated quickly, didn't it?
Halftime break.
All right.
A little bit more lighthearted.
Whew.
Maybe.
Oh, dear. All right.
What's one reminder you think everyone needs this week? Just a little reminder. Can be deep, but...
I think I've had a weekend, you know that. One reminder that everyone needs this week is, I know this might sound cliche and everything, but just be kind, right? Like just know that, you know, your actions can impact somebody else's life. Be aware, be kind. It's not too difficult to be nice, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I was at Costco this morning. Who thought going to Costco on a Saturday? Oh yeah, we're recording on the weekend. Going to Costco on a Saturday at 11:30 was a good idea. But because I observe everything and I always have my brain going, I was also not in a great mood today, but like I'm just going through and I remember I was just looking at a couple of people and I was just like, why can't you just be nice?
Oh, I know.
Right? Like they were so rude to people in front of me and stuff, and I was like, just be nice. So just be nice.
Okay. It's a good one.
It's a simple one.
How do therapists know when they need a break?
When they get cranky like I've been this week. No, I just had a break. I was in Grenada for a week. Just kidding. I think it's important for a therapist. There's what I think and there's what happens. I think that it's important for a therapist to take those breaks, not needing the break, right? Like I think it's important when you have lunch in a day to take your lunch and maybe talk to people and stuff. But what usually happens is we start to feel really tired. We start to feel I don't know how to say this in a way that because we're human, and I care about every client that I have, and I am invested in the mental health of every client that I have. But if I'm starting to get burnt out, it's like, you know, I have this many clients today, or okay, I need to, like, you know, or if you're sitting with your client and your brain starts to wander, then that's happened to me before. And then I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even hear what the client just said. Right. And so then you need a break. But I think that I encourage my therapist when it's a holiday Monday to take the Friday off. I encourage them to do, they don't have to because they make their hours, and therapists only get in private, only get paid when they see clients. So I don't make them. But I think that you have to take those times. You have to set those boundaries, and so that you don't come to a point where you need a break.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, because too often, well, I say it all the time. It's like when a plumber's pipes are leaking and carpenter's house is not put together. We tell people self-care and everything, but when you're in the helping profession and you're go, it does get to a point where all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. But and also I feel like, I just popped into my head, it can help with like when it comes to healthcare professional, with that, I know there's that guilt of taking time off away from your clients and knowing they need you. But if you, like, it's smart to do the Friday here and there when there's the Monday, because then they don't see it as they're like,
That's right.
They're like, oh, it's not a full week off.
That's
it's just
right.
like they won't really recognize it. But you still get a 4-day weekend, like
That's
every
right.
month, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. And I think that, like, when I first started my practice, well, it was just me too, but I wouldn't take time off because I wanted to, or I always made sure that it was just like a couple of days or something. I did take, like, I would go away for a week now and then, but it was like, but now as I've been, you know, going through it, and I have more therapists at the practice, my mindset now is, no, I'm going to take these weeks, and yeah, I can't see my client in those weeks, but I'm better when I come back.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And like, even sometimes I'll take a couple of days in the middle of the week. I'm working, but I'm getting caught up on paperwork stuff that is weighing me down too, right? So that I can focus on the client. So I think it's changing that mindset too of the guilt, because I had the guilt. I didn't want to leave my client. What if I'm gone for a week? You're not that important, Christine, right? But if a client is in crisis, what if I'm not here? If, you know, what if the client, then it makes it 3 weeks that they haven't seen me, and they need, all those thoughts come in, right? But now I'm more like, no, I need this time for my own mental health too. And I come back more refreshed, and then I'm a better therapist for them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there a book you've reread multiple times?
Not books per se. I mean, I refer to books multiple times, like psych books, but I watch movies multiple times. But a book, like, I think Mind Over Mood is one. It's a CBT book.
Okay.
And I've read through that. And The Grief Recovery Method, I've read through that a few times, but it's more like related to my practice. Books, I don't usually. Books, I read them and I'm done.
Okay.
Like novels.
And
stuff, yeah.
Would there be a book that you would reread? Like, you'd be like, if there was only one book you could reread, you could read.
Reread? Like a novel book kind of thing?
Whatever book, whatever one, like, hits you in different...
I'm trying to think.
You're reading boring books.
I'm reading boring because I read psych books?
No, because you don't want to reread one.
Yeah, but because I know what happens.
But you know what happens in a movie.
I know, but it's action. It doesn't take as much effort.
100% get it.
Books, I'm not... I don't really have a book that, like Atomic
read.
Habits and stuff.
Yeah.
Those kind of books I might read
Read.
through.
Okay.
But I don't really have, I'm trying to think. Oh, I read Mitch Albums? Mitch Album. He had 2 books that I read. I think I read them. I read one, Tuesdays with Maury. I read that twice. The first, I read it twice because the first time I read it, somebody said, it's a really good book, you should read it. I was like, oh, okay. So I started reading it, and it was when my mom was sick with ALS. And it's about his neighbor who was sick and died with ALS. And I was like, who tells me to read this right now? And so I was reading it, but it was hard to read it because I was going through the exact same journey with my mother. And I was reading it, and I read very fast. Like when we go on a trip, I'll read like 3 or 4 books in a week. And so I read it in a couple of days or a day or something, and he dies because usually with ALS, that's what happens. And I was like, who told me to read this? I don't want to, so I read it again after my mom died, and it had a different perspective, and it's a really good book. And then there's The 5 People You Meet in Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that one twice as well. I think because those type of books, I read them, but there's parts that I'm like skimming because it's hard.
Yeah.
And so then sometimes when I'm in a different frame of mind, I'll read them. So yeah, there you go. See, I do.
Yeah. See, I knew you had it in you.
Yeah.
All right, this one.
No, when you say,
No,
this one.
it's fun. It's fun. Maybe it might not even be fun, but
Okay.
Are you part of any fantasy sport leagues?
Oh, no.
Why?
I don't know. I should be.
I would think you would be. Like, I had a feeling you weren't, but like...
Yeah, I'm not. I never even... like the men in my family are. And I probably know just as much as they do about the sports. I've never actually even thought about it, which is so weird.
Okay.
Well, you just put something else on my agenda.
Yeah. But are you somebody that, like... Because I know you follow your boys.
Yeah.
Do you follow other, like...
I know what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah. I might not, like, sometimes, like, on Sundays during NFL season, I won't just watch the Bills.
Okay.
I'll watch other teams play. NHL, I know the standings. I could tell you how many points every team in the Eastern Conference have, and the point differences and all of that. I can tell you all of that. So yeah, I'm aware, but I don't like my brother on a Sunday during NFL season will be like the TV's on and he's watching every game the whole day, and then he's watching Monday Night Football and Thursday.
Okay.
I'm not like that.
Okay.
And MLB, I just watched the Blue Jays games.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, yeah. But I still know about it.
Yeah.
I probably could do fantasy football. Or fantasy football. It's the first thing that came out. Fantasy sports.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
I will re-ask the question.
Yeah, give me, next year at this time, ask me the question again, and I'll say...
I'm making bank.
Yeah.
That's great. That's good.
That we both did that at the same time, too. Well, what is it? Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. I'm old. I kind of had it. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Second half?
Exactly. You got it. So this one's a little bit more of a story. Okay. Now, hopefully it doesn't put anybody in a bad mood, but because it's tax season, I picked one that was a little bit more on finances, money stuff. We've never really talked about it, so I'm kind of curious about what you would how you would answer this. So, this is the case scenario. I'm having money issues, not in the way that I don't have money, but in the way of fearing it. I have a decent job, my bills are paid in time, but I'm constantly stressing about money. I never ever check my bank account. The thought of opening up the app makes me feel ashamed before even having it open. And add on to that the fact that I haven't checked it in a while. I always feel guilty every time I spend money, even for coffee at Tim's or for actual food at the grocery store that I need. But then I also have this habit that if I haven't if I haven't spent in a while and I feel really down lately, I go on a spending spree, like $200 to $300, and of course after that, guilt kicks in and I feel like a failure. Help.
No. I actually get this stuff a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. And so my first question is, what were your parents like with money?
Mm-hmm.
The number of clients that say, we were always told money doesn't grow on trees. Mom or dad would talk to us all the time about, frivolous spending. You need to save money for your future. You shouldn't spend money. Constant like that. So that was the messages that they received as children, that money was bad, basically, or stressful. And so that becomes maybe their core belief, but part of a core belief. And so what happens is when we restrict anything, right? If you say I'm going on a diet and you restrict food, you want to binge eat. Mm-hmm. Or if you know you're going on a diet, starting Monday, Sunday you eat all this crap you can't, right? Same with smoking, same with drinking, same with any of that stuff. So if you are told you have to restrict money and there's a lot of pressure with money, it's twofold. So then you're going to want to binge spend. Mm-hmm. But the other side of it is shopping and spending money is a short-term energy releasing behavior. So when we feel negative, we call it a sturb, right? When we feel negative energy, we don't like that, obviously. So we want to get rid of it, which means we want a dopamine rush. And so the sturbs that we have are things like drinking, drugs, sex, sugar, shopping, can be exercise, movies, video games, anything that's going to trigger dopamine to give us that rush. Mm-hmm. People call it retail therapy, which is not good to call it, right? And so the reason they're short term is because they can become addictive, but within that, they're releasing dopamine. As soon as the dopamine goes down, it's like, oh my gosh, like I just spent all this money, right? And so then we get negative energy. Mm-hmm. So what do we want to do? Spend money again, right? Because then we self-deprecate and we do, so that's why they're short term. They don't last long, and they can become addictive. So that's why they're doing it. So what I would do with a client is change their relationship with money, change their relationship with food. Where did that even come from? Change their relationship with the messages that they were told. Like, make their own messages. That was your parents' view on money, and maybe it's coming because they didn't have money growing up. Mm-hmm. People who grew up in poverty really have a difficult relationship with money. And so I often say, plan to buy something, right? Like, if it helps you, well, first of all, I would get them looking at their bank account. We would do a little bit of exposure stuff. We would change the narrative about the money. We would pull out facts like, is this bill paid? Is this bill paid? Is your mortgage paid? Or rent or whatever? And then we would say, okay, is there something that you want to purchase? And if there is, all right, every pay, if you can't look at your bank account, every pay withdraw $20 and put it in to an envelope or something, right? The other thing that I talk to clients about that do the binge shopping, if it's online, if you have the urge, you put it in your cart. You are not, and I do this myself too, because when I'm feeling bored or down or whatever, I'm like, Amazon, right? So, I do it for myself too. I put it in my cart, and I am not allowed to touch it if it's because of that. Like if I need something and
Yeah.
it's something like I need something for the house or whatever, then I'm gonna something reasonable, right? But if it's that urge stuff, 24 hours, at least 24 hours, do not touch it and see if you feel different.
Yeah.
You know, that's urge surfing. The urge is there, but urges go away because that urge is telling you, I'm feeling off, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling anxious, I'm whatever, and I need to get dopamine. So we would go through all of that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. 100%.
Because we need to address whys first
Yeah.
before I help.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right. Overtime questions. All right. I try to do this one. I hope it makes sense. I might have to explain it a little bit.
All right.
So, specialization or generalization in mental health?
Specialization. Combination.
Of course.
Here I go. Both. Only because I have generalization. Like I can treat anxiety, depression, relationship issues, like all of this stuff, but I also specialize in trauma. And I try to get my therapists that work for me to find a niche,
Okay.
to find something, because then the training that I do is trauma training instead of like taking this and taking that. That being said, I am branching into sports psychology too, so I'm taking some training in that. But sometimes when you're too general, I think all therapists should have a niche.
Okay.
We can treat everything generalized, have a specialization too.
Okay. Cool. Windows open or closed in your house? In the nicer weather.
Windows open.
Yeah?
I actually, my front door, as much as I miss my cat, I miss my Cole, I have a retractable screen door at my front door. And so I open up this back one because I have a screened-in porch, and I open up the front so the breeze, and I have the windows open. In the spring, when it's really hot in the summer, I have them closed because I have the AC on.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, in the mornings, I usually open them. But I had to stop doing that because at one point, Cole would lie in front of it, and you couldn't see it from the street. And one of my neighbors said, Cole is so good, he just lies in front of the open door. And because he would lie on the mat in front of the door. Like, no, there's a screen there. And then, all of a sudden, last summer, I was out on the back porch in the morning, and I was like, where's Cole? And I come in, I look, he jumped right through the screen.
Oh, no.
And he wouldn't go far because he was afraid.
Yeah.
And he was lying on the front porch.
Oh.
And so then, thankfully, I could put the screen back together.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, so I was crouched down the next day. I was crouched down, and I was putting stuff at the, like, shoes and stuff so that he couldn't he jumped over my shoulder and through the screen.
Okay.
So I couldn't open it. I'd rather have Cole here.
Yeah.
But this spring I like it open. I like the air.
Wisdom or intelligence?
Wisdom. Because I think wisdom comes with experience. I can read a book and have intelligence and learn intelligence from that, but actually experiencing it and having life experience and going through it yourself creates wisdom.
Creativity or knowledge?
Sorry,
Creativity?
Oh.
Yeah.
Or knowledge. I think they're two different things, aren't they?
Like, yeah, they are, for sure. But I mean,
Like
I feel
two-
like, but I think it's just more of a, like, would you rather have a bunch of knowledge or would you rather just be really creative? Like,
Oh.
I don't know, would you rather read or would you rather draw? You know, I don't know that.
I do both.
I know,
Again.
I know. But this one you have to pick.
Okay.
Because I know this is like both your, like,
Those
your
are-
things.
yeah. Because knowledge is power, but creativity is freedom. That was pretty deep that I just said that. Just popped out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah.
I think my personality, it's knowledge. Lily. It's knowledge in the sense that I'm an Aquarius, so we're very cerebral, right? And I think that it's hard to go through life ignorant about things. I like to have knowledge so that I can understand, so that I can advocate, so that I can stand up for myself. So I would have to say knowledge, but I think that creativity obviously is really important. And I think that creativity is that freedom to express yourself in a different way. And even creativity in being a therapist. Like there are times that things come out in session and I just have to create something in that moment, but I also bring my knowledge into it, right? But I need to just come up with something creative, like whether it's a metaphor or something, and it just kind of comes out, like that line that I just used. And then the client, it resonates with the client. So I think knowledge for me personally, but both too.
Yeah.
That one wasn't very nice.
Okay, the other ones are better, okay? They're way easier. Would you, so cleaning day or clean as you go? So like one.
Cleaning day or clean as you go?
Yeah, like you.
I try to clean as I go because of my ADHD.
Okay.
I have a cleaning person that comes in every second Wednesday. That's her cleaning day to do the deep clean stuff.
Yeah.
But I do, I think that, well, with ADHD, if I didn't clean as I go, like when you came in, I said, my house is a mess because I had stuff on the counter.
Yeah.
I don't usually have stuff on the counter, right? Like not that much stuff. I have to, if I don't with my ADHD brain, it just piles and piles and piles and piles. So I just kind of clean as I go.
Okay. Makes sense.
Then you don't have to, it's like just clean.
This one was for my own, because I love that, but it's not anything specific.
I love that you ask questions for yourself. I love that. You get free therapy in a podcast.
But it's not even a therapy question, but yeah.
All right.
So would you rather go on a cruise ship or a private yacht?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's funny you should say that because when we were in Grenada, there were a ton of private yachts.
Oh, really?
And I was taking pictures of them. And then my sister, we were trying to use like AI to find out who owned them and who, you know. I think it would be amazing to go on a yacht. I've been on cruise ships and they're great. They're fun. You and 3,000 other people. To be on a yacht, I think that that would be really cool. And some of these yachts were, like I think one of them was worth $153 million.
It's insane.
Or something like, yeah. But they just look amazing, and I think I would love to go on a yacht.
I don't know how expensive it is to like go with a group of friends.
I think that they have different deals and stuff like that. When we were Googling one of them, it ended up being the wrong one. Like when I tried to put it in, it said it was this certain, I can't remember what it was now, this certain yacht owned by an Italian billionaire or something like that. And to rent it was $1.4 million a week. And then some of the others were like 100,000 for a week or something like that.
God. Okay, so it's really expensive.
So I'll never be on a yacht.
Yeah.
Unless I like
There goes my my dream.
Yeah. But you know, when we went to Carousel in January, we met a couple that flew from Ottawa to Montreal on the same plane as us, and we had to go down and, well, we stayed overnight in Montreal. So, and they were staying overnight in Montreal too. And we had to go get our baggage, and they, for their, I think it was their 25th wedding anniversary, there was them and I think 3 other couples, and they had rented like this catamaran type thing that they could.
Okay.
So I don't know how much it was. I never
Yeah.
asked them, how much are you spending on that? But it was like for a week they were on this. And I can't remember where they were going now. Belize? No, not Belize. Maybe? I don't know. But they were going and they were going to be on. So
That's not bad.
yeah, so there was 8 of them that
damn.
split it. So I don't know, like when I think of a catamaran, that's not what I think of.
Yeah.
I'm sure she said catamaran because I was like, but I don't know. Maybe they have these big ones that you can stay on.
Yeah, like I'm sure, but like as 8 people, that's a lot of people on a
Yeah. So I don't know.
sailing boat. Aren't these sailing boats?
I don't know. I'm sure I'll have to ask my sister because she was talking to them more, and I am partially deaf. So, and it was in an airport, and when people talk with the
So-
background, I'm like,
Yeah.
but I will ask her. But I'm pretty sure they said it was a catamaran that they had rented for a week, and
Cool.
because I always thought catamarans were like
Yes.
just flat with like the things on either side and the.
Well, and they're like some of them have like a little home and like the bigger ones.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
so-
never thought like for like 2 people. But
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's, so maybe I can afford that someday, but I'm not thinking a yacht anytime soon, unless I win some huge lottery
Or you meet
or
a
what?
billionaire.
Or meet somebody. Is that what you just said? You know where I stand with that. I'd rather make my own money or win it. Yes, maybe I will meet like some rich man.
Yeah, yeah. He might just be a super nice guy. You have no idea that he's rich.
You don't have to rely on him, Christine. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You can still be independent and be yourself.
He just has a yacht. Do it for the girls.
Oh, that's going to be the next staff retreat. Kyla will have a clipboard. Christine, find a rich man. Check. Staff retreat.
Yeah.
We'll go on his yacht.
All right. Well, that's what I have for today.
Well, all right then. So I have a question to
Yes.
our audience, kind of playing in the, I try to like bring in the mental playbook kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What is an intentional play that you would like to incorporate into your mental health this week? And are you willing to follow through with it? Because we often have these, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, but that's too much, I don't want to follow through, right? So what is an intentional play for your mental health this week, and are you going to follow through with it? Let us know. Okay, that one wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Got me on a couple of them.
Yeah.
But, all right. So Q&A is done. You are going to let us know how your intentional play works out for you for your mental health this week. Drop us a comment, send us a DM. And as always, until we see you again, take care of you. That's it for today's episode of the Mental Playbook with Christine Dalgety. Remember, the work doesn't end because the episode does. Thank you so much for listening and for being part of these conversations. If you're enjoying the podcast, please rate and follow us on Spotify. It helps us grow and reach more people who might need this too. And don't forget, take care of you.